Welcome to the Let's Play edition of World of Warcraft. This is your host, Particle Man, and I'm going to be taking you through a run of Heroic Nexus today. I'm going to be the one tanking on my Paladin. Um, Basically, what I want to do is just kind of run you through an instance and give you some perspective on maybe strategies for trash mobs and bosses, and maybe a little bit on. I'll probably focus on tanking the most, but I'll also focus a little bit on healers and DPSers and what they can do to make life a little bit easier for everybody. Kind of jump right in here already. I think I'm in a group with a hunter, DPS paladin, and melee shaman, enhancement shaman. Basically, okay, in this first pool here, I can't remember these guys' names. I think it's something with an A-N in the second word. I can't remember. But basically, the main thing they do is they have a little frost trap they can drop, which can be really aggravating because it will take your tank and freeze them. And if no one dispels it, then him and those hounds will just go after the rest of the group. So basically what I try to do is make sure I have him stunned, at least starting at 60% so he can't do that. In this next pool here, well, basically what I try to do is I have my number lock, or I guess my number pad. The number 1 is my assigned target X, or assigned target with a skull, and I do that so I can do like on the run marking. I used to mark more than one, but now it just seems kind of pointless because by the time they get to the second mob, I got so much aggro it doesn't matter anyway because of the way they changed threat mechanics. So these berserkers can be kind of a pain in the butt because they constantly knock everybody back, but it's nothing too bad unless you're close to the next group. You notice on that group right here that I just pulled, I didn't throw my shield because I want to save that for the boss pool here in a minute. Because usually these guys go down in under 30 seconds, but I don't know about with this group. Now you'll also see this archer here in the back that's shooting at everybody. They're kind of a pain. I try to keep soft aggro on them by taunting them every couple seconds and using exorcism. I would pull them around the corner, but the only problem with that is usually your group won't follow, and then they're just going to fire at your group members because they don't really have an aggro table. It doesn't seem like. And then you'll see when I do engage, I try to stay back because I've seen this boss get pulled so many times from someone just running up there and trying to get behind him. When he's almost dead, I always try to go ahead and pull the boss. Now the key here is you want to pull the boss back here in the corner because he's going to do a whirlwind, usually followed by a fear move. And if you're anywhere close to that other side, you'll get feared right into him, and that's almost always going to be a wipe. If you're I guess a clothy or a DPS or healer, you got to stay away from him because that whirlwind can take it can do 16,000 damage in one shot. You'll see the fear coming up here. I think he's already done it once, but if you're a human, it's kind of nice because you can use your pretty much get out of jail free card and stop that fear from happening, which I'll use every now and then. Or you can bubble, but then you got to click it off. So unless you're kind of experienced at that, you might want to just go ahead and not worry about it. You'll notice there was 2 clerics when we started this fight, and one is still up, which is ridiculous. We killed the first one pretty quick, but then everybody stopped killing them and started killing the boss, because by the time the second cleric died, the boss is at like 30%. So make sure people know they're supposed to kill them first. Just kind of a hassle. And looks like this guy's going down right now. Basically, when I get done with the fight, I just go ahead and loot, make sure I get my Stonekeeper shards and emblem, and just take off. I mean, there's just no other reason to stay back and wait, 20, 30 seconds after each boss. It's kind of pointless. Now you'll notice if you can get these archers in melee range, you can get them to move a little bit. Sometimes they won't, sometimes they will. So that's kind of a good strategy if you want to try to move them closer to you. And they still fire at everybody, regardless of how much aggro you have. So I still wouldn't make them a priority to kill first. I just think the clerics are way more of a priority. So they're just more of a nuisance, I guess, these archers, than anything else. And after you kill this group, I usually go ahead and pull the next 2, these guys frozen up here, at the same time, just because there's no point fighting one at a time. Especially as a paladin tank, I mean, you're best at AoE. So if you're not AoEing, you're just kind of wasting time. So Now here in a minute we're gonna come up on that same group again with that one guy that drops the frost traps. So you want to make sure that you usually around 60% give him a stun, because he usually doesn't drop it before then. I don't think I've seen him do that. And then what I usually will try to do is, let's say your group's kind of slow at killing him or something, and you stun him at 60, then go ahead and as soon as he comes out of the stun, use your Holy Wrath if you're a paladin, or Shockwave if you're a warrior. If you're a druid, I guess just deal with it. You can't really do anything to stun the two demon hounds with him, because then even if he does freeze you in ice, he's going to die anyway, and within 5 seconds you'll be out, and that stuns for 3, so you'd probably be okay if that happened. And you'll see here he stuns me, or he does a frost tomb, which happens right, or maybe it already happened. Anyway, it didn't do anything. It released almost immediately. I'm not sure why, because we don't have anybody to dispel it. Then these groups of 4, you want to make sure, that was a bad pull right there, because I only hit 2 people with my shield. You want to make sure you get 3 with your shield, and then target whichever one your shield didn't hit as your main target. That's the best way to do it in a perfect situation, so that you can have aggro on everybody. And after you get that one guy down that does Frost Tomb, then you're pretty much good to go. Just the rest of the group does AoE. And the next pull here, if to your right you see this, kind of looks like glass, but it's actually not glass. It's just, you can just throw your shield right through it. So instead of pulling the group straight in front of you, you can pull this group to the right inside with the boss. And you'll see it's a pretty good pull right here, because I hit the 3 guys on the right, and the main guy I haven't touched yet, but I can use him as my main target, hit him with the exorcism, and now I got a lot of aggro on everybody. So your group can just go to town AoEing. Ret Pallies just excel because they can do whatever they want now, because I have enough aggro. And now you'll notice this group is melee heavy, and our healer didn't need mana. So I don't like people to think that I just like run through here like crazy, like without regard to my group and how much mana they have. But I've run straight into this boss fight just for the simple fact that I know the group doesn't need mana. So it's not like irresponsible pulling. It's just knowing what your group needs. Now I usually turn on Fire Aura here because it works best, because this guy probably hits people with fire attacks more than anything else. Not a lot of physical damage. It's kind of a waste to have Devotion Aura on. And here in a minute he's going to break apart. When he does, and he separates himself into 3 people, or brings in some buddies, I guess, there's going to be a purple, a red, and a blue. You want to kill purple, blue, red as a kill order, because purple, he's arcane, he has sheep and time stop, and those are both frustrating. Blue next, because he does blizzard, and like he's doing right here, and that definitely does a lot of damage to your party. And then red is fire, and he just casts Scorch, which, I mean, I think we can all agree that's not that bad of a spell if he's only spamming it on one person. There's an achievement if you kill all these guys in 5 seconds of one another. It's not too difficult, you just got to have people paying attention, which usually doesn't happen, so good luck. Okay, now he's going to fuse back together, and you'll go ahead and DPS him again, and he'll do one more part where he splits up. I don't think that's on this video because I wasn't able to fit it, so that's going to actually start on the next one. We got about 8 seconds left, so thanks for watching. We'll start out in the middle of this fight to start the next video, and I'll see you here on the next Let's Play.